good? What's good? So, episode 12, Crosswalk. I'm Jax. That's Cross. Um, Man, we had a very emotional weekend. It was rough. It was rough. I don't know how y'all feeling, but yeah, it's been rough. But how was yours? How was Saturday? I watched the watch along, and it was very quiet.
Yeah, bro. It was by far the most quiet a watch along has been, and just even with the walkouts, and then when the fight started, you literally everybody's just quiet, just glued to it, and it was very different. But hey, shouts out to Max Holloway, man. Like
Hmm.
he just shows you that he's still that guy, even coming off that KO loss to Ilya, but
Yeah,
gave us a great fight, another really good performance up at lightweight. And I think this is like the next chapter for Max Holloway.
100%. Man, I mean, I hope that's what it is. I would hate for him to fizzle out after making that move, but yeah, it was bittersweet, and like leading into it, it was just like it's a lose lose win win situation. Um, because we were going to be sad either way, and happy for whoever won. So I think when we talked about it before, I mentioned that for the UFC, it was probably better that if Max won. And I think that's what we got, and now we can spin it forward, and the BMF belt gets to live to see another day.
Yeah, I mean, Max being the first guy to actually defend the belt, I was kind of messing with the guys on the watch along, saying it wasn't the BMF title fight, it was the BMF #1 contender fight, because Ilya is the BMF champion after beating Max. And I had to mess with everybody in on the watch along about it. But
Yeah,
I mean, I'm actually curious to see who Max's next BMF title fight is going to be up against, and just how it's all going to unfold.
yeah. That's a really really big question because I guess it's like what's more important, defending the BMF or trying to get to the lightweight belt. And I mean, y'all let us know in the chat. I see Lazy, I see Toron, I see Westy. Like, who should Max fight next? Should it be somebody like Charles Oliveira, who called for it but is coming off of a devastating loss himself, or somebody who's just been waiting in the wings like a Dan Hooker? Like, who should it be?
Bro, that's been the name that's been on the tip of my tongue, and I was curious if you were gonna say it, but for me, it's Dan Hooker.
Hmm.
Like, it makes total sense. Oliveira is probably gonna be out for a little while, getting finished like that, and Dan Hooker should be coming back at some point from the hand injury and the surgery, and I think he'll be ready to go. And you can't just throw him right into a title fight. Or maybe you could do Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker. I think that would be an amazing fight as well. But I think Dan Hooker makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I that's the fight that I wanted anyway. In the first place, I wanted Max against Dan Hooker because I would have rather Dustin fought somebody a little bit lower in the rankings, just to, I don't know, not guarantee a win because nothing's guaranteed, but maybe it would have been a better chance of winning. Maybe he wouldn't have been an underdog. But I mean, I think it ended okay. But he didn't get knocked out, which it was looking touch and go in that first two rounds. It was
Yeah, bro.
rough.
The first 2 rounds were just crazy, dog. Crazy.
100%. Like, it was rough. It was rough. But yeah, I think that Dan Hooker makes a lot of sense. I'm curious if, because Dan is behind Max in the rankings, ain't he?
I can pull them up. Give me 1 second. Let's see here.
Oh, Toron, while he's looking that up, I
Is
did
he
see
breaking
that.
news? Is that
I
breaking
did see
news?
that. I don't know if it's definite or if it's for sure. I know that Dana has what we call them, me and Lala,
Yeah, the announcements.
what's up guys. He got a what's up guys coming up. So yeah, I'm sure he's probably gonna break that.
So Dan Hooker's at 7. Oliveira's 3, Max is at 5.
Yeah. Hmm.
But Dustin's still at 6, so that's gonna get updated and he'll be out at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So, for Max, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say, well, why should I fight backwards? Which I get it. And he already has a win over Justin Gaethje, obviously.
Yep.
Oliveira and Armin are the only ones left there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's tough. That's
I
tough.
mean,
Cause
well,
just so I'm gonna run this by you. For me, I personally think Ilya should fight Arman. I think it's the toughest fight for him, and I think getting that win. I mean, like we all know what happened with Arman at UFC 311.
mhm,
Didn't sit well, didn't put a good taste in everybody's mouth, but at the end of the day, he's still the toughest fight, you know? And
mhm.
and it's gotta matter at some point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know. Uh, what's up, Sniff? I see you pop in here, man. Um,
Sniff.
I don't know. The lightweight top 5, top 6, 7. It's really tricky up there because everybody has a weird situation going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even Justin Gaethje, he just sitting on the sideline playing golf until he get a title shot.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know what
And
they're
then
gonna do.
and then you throw Patty Pimlet in the mix. Like, I mean, it's so many different moving parts. Dan Hooker's still up there. I really don't know where they go, honestly. And Islam is still ranked number 1, which I don't get, but who knows?
Yeah, that's weird too. I don't know, but here, we can get into our first story here, which is kind of going where we're going anyway.
Let's talk UFC 318. No traditional title. Let's talk UFC 318. No traditional title was on the line, but the energy? Pure championship.
Did that freeze for you?
Yeah, a little bit, a little
What
bit.
happened there?
Let's talk UFC 318. No traditional title was on the line, but the energy? Pure.
So all this good stuff we were saying about Restream on Sterling's podcast, get in
Mm-hmm.
here and Restream is like, nah, we ain't playing none of that.
Mm-hmm. It's always something.
It is. So we'll skip all that, but I want to know if you thought that UFC 318 was a success. Obviously, when we were watching it, there's a lot of emotions that were going into just kind of the buildup and the send off for Dustin. But did you think that the event as a whole was a success?
Man, I'm gonna be the negative one here. I don't think 318 was like going into it for me. Like, obviously, I was looking forward to the main event, but the card as a whole, for me, I thought it was pretty mid going in. I'm
Mhm.
actually more excited about this weekend at Abu Dhabi more than I am 318. Honestly, like I was looking at the card and I'm like, it's so many close fights on this fight card. But and then you saw what the gate numbers did. I
Yeah,
think like the gate didn't even do what the fighters ended up making, and I don't think that's gonna be good for New Orleans going forward. So Dana probably ain't gonna want to go back there for the conceivable future.
yeah,
Um, but I'm actually kind of surprised. These places that don't get fights all that often, when they get one, you would think that like it just goes crazy.
that's true. That's true. And Dana said that he hadn't been back there since I can't even remember when he said it, but it had been like 20 years,
Hmm.
something crazy. Um, but I did expect a little bit more as far as like the gate versus how much the fighters got paid. Um, but I mean, maybe because the top 2 fighters made a gang of money.
Yeah.
I think Dustin made like 3 million. Max made a couple million. So I mean, they got paid. But I am curious if they go back in the near future just because of that, and plus they don't really have a big name to headline.
Hmm.
From that area, Dustin's gone, DC's gone. Who they got? Brendan Allen. That ain't gonna do it. So yeah, I'm curious if they even go back there. Maybe they go back with a fight night. Fight night would be all right.
Yeah.
But as far as the card itself, man, it started off crazy.
Yeah, yeah. All the finishes were just phenomenal. I will say that for sure, 100%.
Yeah. And then when it got to the main card, it got a little dicey. And my
Yeah,
boy Kevin Holland, man, he let me down.
yeah, same.
God, that is not what I thought was going to happen at all. I guess I don't know if I underestimated D Rod or if Kevin Holland just fought down to his competition like he always does.
I feel like Holland is one of the toughest guys to try and figure out. Like just when you think you can't trust him anymore, then he shows up for a couple fights, and then once you start to believe again, he has another one where it's kind of like, what?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I just don't get it, especially with him having such a massive reach advantage, not fighting to that a bit more.
Yeah, it was so silly. Um, I mean, and then he could have got a robbery and won. I mean, I don't even know if it would have been a robbery. It was a really close fight, unfortunately. And I'm not mad at D Rod winning it, but it's just a lot of people bring up Kevin Holland and say, that he's like the black cowboy Cerrone,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it's true. In the sense of no cowboy never got a belt, but he fought for one. And Kevin Holland is nowhere even close.
Yeah, and just like CCB said in the chat, he said, "I can't believe D-Rod was rocking Holland like that. Holland
Yeah,
usually has a good chin." Exactly, bro. Like we've seen Holland be in wars and just eat shots,
at
and
middleweight.
exactly, and that definitely caught me off guard for sure.
Yeah. See now, Lane, this is one that me and you agree on. As far as the Holland thing, like I really was, hoping that he snuck out of there with a split decision win. Because you could argue that maybe he could have won one more round, but he just put himself in such bad positions just over and
Mm-hmm.
over and over again. I was extremely disappointed by that. I was also extremely disappointed by Dan Ige against Pitbull
Yep.
because Pitbull, he was doing a lot of waiting, but it felt like Dan Ige was waiting on him too, and he didn't really start to get busy towards the end of the fight, and obviously far too late, far too late.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. 100%. But I will put this in there though. Paulo Costa looked like a brand new guy against Roman Kopylov. I was like, where has this been? Like this
Hmm.
usually with Paulo Costa, like it's more so he just walks guys down, get them up against the cage, rip the hooks to the body, then mix it up upstairs. But out in the open of the octagon, we haven't really seen him do a whole lot. And he was super active out in the center of the octagon and
Hmm.
did a really good job.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed by him. Um, hold on, let me pop this up here. He said, "Speak for yourself, Jax. I'm pissed D Rod won. I wasn't. I mean, I'm pissed that he won, but not. It has nothing to do with D Rod. Has everything to do with Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, back to Paulo Costa. Like that was extremely impressive. For him to stifle somebody who's such a good striker. And I don't know if it was the lights were too bright for Kopylov but I mean, he's been in Sambo tournaments and won them,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been in front of a lot of people. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
He looked like a totally different guy.
Yeah, that was terrible. That
Mm-hmm.
was awful. Um, so what do you think? Like, what do you think is possible for Paulo Costa at this point?
So I mean, looking at middleweight, he's still at 13. I mean, he'll probably still be somewhere in that around 10 area. I don't know. I don't know if he goes on a run or anything like that, just because I feel like middleweight is starting. You getting the new contenders with Imavov, Chimaev, Cal Barrio, Fluffy. So for me, like a Magomedov, like you're getting some newer blood into the division. So, I mean, it could possibly be one of those things where like he just has like fun fights against other vets and just has entertaining fights.
Yeah, so not really a title run.
Nah, I don't see it. What about you?
I don't see it either. I think there's, like you said, there's too many people in the way that I think that he will struggle with, like a Cabarajo, a Fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
I think his best, if he can reach the top 5, I feel like that's his ceiling at this point. I feel like that's the best that he's going to be able to do. And that's probably stretching it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, middleweight and welterweight are really starting to really pop off. Welterweight's already there, but middleweight is starting to do the same. You got people who are killers who aren't even ranked at middleweight.
Yep.
And yeah, he's going to start to have a little bit of trouble when people are able to mix it up a little bit more with the wrestling and stuff like that. But speaking of middleweight, Brendan Allen and Marvin Vettori, that was a really good fight. Brendan Allen, I never think that this guy is going to win. I never think he's going to win. And in reality, he was kind of on a 3-fight losing streak. He had lost 2, and then he got that decision against Chris Curtis, which I'm pretty sure he lost it. So his back wasn't against the wall, but it didn't look good for him. And then you got Marvin Vettori, who's all super emotional, everything with his brother. How did you think that fight went, and what did you take away from it?
It was a dog fight, and you could tell that was one of those fights where the guys actually had some real beef. Like they didn't like each other. They wanted to be in there with one another, and literally it was kind of like, you land a shot, all right, I'm gonna land a shot. Just whenever you thought someone was starting to get control of the fight, like convincingly, the other guy would like land a couple shots and be like, no, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not backing down. And we know how Vittori's chin is just made out of complete granite, but he was just both of them were just eating some huge shots, and I'm just like, what type of power these guys have? Do they just not have power? Because at some point, like somebody gotta go down at some point eating all these shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was really the definition of a slobber knocker. I mean, Marvin Vettori's face looked terrible afterwards. But I was impressed by Brendan Allen. I really was. I still don't think that he's a championship fighter.
Yeah.
But I was thoroughly impressed by the way that he handled himself out there. I thought they were going to get into it at the end of it, but they didn't. And then when Brendan Allen said that his brot's here, I was like, wait a minute.
Cold-blooded, dog. Cold-blooded. And then just to piggyback off of Big Ink in the chat, like some more names at middleweight. Atiba Gauthier, Francis Ngannou. Yes, bro, I'm here for it. That's another one we're gonna have to keep our eyes on, and
absolutely,
and see what happens to him next. And I think it's gonna be a similar type of trajectory with Francis, where we're gonna have to see how he defends the wrestling and what his gas tank is like, because he's just so physically imposing that like he hits you once or twice and you don't want to be in there anymore. You know what I mean? True. And then it's another guy that actually fights this weekend at middleweight that could potentially be another guy. The Azamat Bekov guy, the Russian guy, another name at middleweight that could end up down the line being a guy at middleweight as well.
Yeah, you know what, Gauthier, who he actually reminds me of. I know a lot of people bring up the Francis Ngannou comparison, but he actually reminds me of Rumble Johnson. That's who he really reminds me of, because of the power, because of he's just a physical specimen who just looks like he's just on another level of athlete, versus the person that he's going against. I mean, it's probably going to look that way until he starts to fight somebody who is, like if him versus RoboCop, and I don't think that that should be next. But I'm just saying, as far as like that level of opponent, that's when
Mhm.
things start to get real.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, like you said, how that's going to work out for him when he sees somebody with a bigger frame and a more well-rounded game. Um,
Mhm.
so that
Or like
that's going to be
or like
interesting.
somebody that just forces him into the grappling and just will not allow him to have any space and to be comfortable and land those shots. Or he fights somebody where he hits them clean and they just eat it. Because
Hmm.
you see that a lot of time with the young guys, like they're just so used to hitting people and they just fall down and then they hit somebody and the guy just staring right back at them in the
Yeah,
face. And you just can see it just like, what am I gonna do?
yeah, that's true. Leandro's right. He is like a Mortal Kombat character,
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like that dude is. He'd probably be Baraka if that's what he looks like to me. Um, what? Danny Barlow just moved up to middleweight
What?
for what?
Didn't he just get finished at welterweight
Yeah.
not too long ago?
Yes. I
Man,
think
maybe he has a tough
that's a
time.
mistake.
Maybe he got a tough time cutting weight. But or he could just look at welterweight and see all them killers at welterweight.
He about to go into and fight some bigger killers. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
can you imagine Danny Barlow versus Gautier?
Bro,
Look, he gonna knock that
that
little ponytail right off.
yeah.
That's gonna be
Ponytail
bad.
or rat tail.
No, man, he can't do that. He cannot do that. That is a terrible idea. Joe Pyfer, that's another big hitter at
Mm-hmm.
middleweight.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, he better stay. He better start dieting immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea. All right, let me see if this next one's gonna play. If not, I'll let you know what this one's about.
With Dustin officially retiring after UFC 318, we thought it was the perfect time to ask, who else might be nearing the end of their run? Not every fighter gets the luxury of a big farewell moment like Dustin did. And as fans, we've all had that feeling, watching someone we admire step into the cage and thinking, maybe that should have been the last one. So today, Jax and Cross are giving our top 5 fighters we think should retire, whether it's after their next fight or maybe even right now. But we also want to hear from you. Who do you think has earned the right to walk away on their own terms? And who might be hanging on just a little too long? Let's talk legacy, timing, and the art of leaving at the right moment.
All right, so I guess you can give your list first, but in the chat, man, I'm curious who y'all think should who's the next set of people to retire, or who you think should retire. I have an interesting list, and I know Cross has an interesting list. So, um, let's see. Let's set you up first. Um, Let me get into my little. There we go. All right, here we go.
So my list in no particular order, we got Jim Miller, Wonder Boy, Cub Swanson, Jan Blachowicz, and Paul Craig. Jim Miller, Wonder Boy, Cub Swanson, they're all over 40. That's the biggest thing for most of them. And then the Paul Craig thing really for me was more so like I think he's only won like one of like his last like 5-6 fights or something like that. Jim Miller, fought at UFC 100, 200, 300, got all of that. But I think it's about time for him to hang up the gloves. Wonder Boy, still competitive, but in such a shark tank of a division, I don't really know what's left for him. Cub Swanson, I think, is probably just going to come back for one more fight. And Jan Blachowicz coming back off double shoulder surgery. You just can tell he's not the same guy that he used to be, but, still got the Polish power, so I get it. But that's pretty much where I'm at. Jax, what you got?
Let's see. My little list. All right, so I got John Jones. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Gilbert Burns, Bobby Green, and Colby Covington. So the John Jones one, I mean, for me, I felt like he should have retired after he beat Stipe. I felt like that was a great time to do it. Everybody had kind of started to appreciate who he was and what he had done. It was the perfect time to go. And then he comes back and then goes again, and then he's coming back. It's just unnecessary. I don't think we need to keep on double dipping here. And yeah, it's just pointless. And obviously, he's not going to be on the White House card, which shouldn't even happen. And then Wonder Boy, for all the reasons that you said, a lot of it has to do with motivation. Like I know that he's motivated as far as being a competitor, but I think the only fight for him that the fans really want to see is against MVP. But I feel like MVP is still showing that he can get it done against younger fighters, like he did against Shara Bullet. For Gilbert Burns ain't looked right in a while. Now I know that he's been fighting killers, but what I'm not seeing is I'm not seeing him throw any real strikes anymore. The power that got him a title shot, I feel like after the Hamzat fight, I feel like it's gone all downhill for him. So yeah, I don't want to see him on a terrible slide. And speaking of terrible slides, Bobby Green, I feel very Tony Ferguson about him. I don't want to see him just getting bombed out, left and right. Like the loss or the knockout against Hoofy was bad. The one against the Tarantula, that was awful. That should have been stopped even before it was. And yeah, I don't want to see him getting destroyed like that. And then Colby Covington, that one's another motivation thing. Like I know that he can get some money, and all these dudes, they can still get money, but does he want to be a gatekeeper and fight fringe top 15 people? And I don't think that he wants to do that. And plus, I really don't want to see him anyway. So the only time that I want to see him is getting knocked out. So yeah, that's my list. I'm curious what y'all think in the chat. Let me see.
I like the Bobby Green one, by the way, bro. I was at the Jalen Turner fight, and when I tell you that stoppage was so brutal.
There we go. Let's get it like this. Yeah, like just to see his body just going up and down, just lifeless. Yeah, I don't want to see that no more.
Yeah, I think that finish alone really just ended both guys' career. Like I think Bobby Green wasn't the same after that fight, and Jalen Turner wasn't really the same after that fight, because to me, he kind of lost that killer instinct. Because then, if you remember correctly, that's when he dropped Moicano and was like, I don't want, like, he was like, oh, the fight's over. I'm not going to jump over and finish him. And then he got finished in the next round. So that one was brutal. The Gilbert Burns one is tough just because he's been in there with everybody. So many tough fighters, rather. Kobe, yeah, I can definitely see. I think Kobe's run is really done, honestly.
Let me look at what. So Toron said, Justin Gaethje's definitely next. Yeah, that's a motivation situation too. Like if he's not fighting for a belt at this point, like what else is there to do? I don't think he wants to stay and just fight fun fights. This is not what he is. This is one I didn't even think about, but
that's another good one.
That's a great one. Good Lord, he's got to go. Yeah, I don't want to see that anymore either. Dan Hooker still got some gas in the tank.
Yeah, what we talking about there?
He got some gas in the tank. I think
Luke K is another good call by Lazy.
Absolutely.
That's another good one.
When they did that, when they talked about that bleeding on the brain thing, yeah, I was like, nah, bro, you need to get on out of here. RDA, I could see that too.
He just tore his knee up, right?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in his last fight he tore his knee up. He probably need to go ahead and just have the You know, just get the video salute on a card and call it a day.
Yeah, man. And RDA is a Hall of Famer. I don't care what nobody say. That's a Hall of Famer.
Champion.
Yeah, that's a champion. He's been in the top of 2 divisions. Like, he didn't fight for a welterweight belt, but he was one fight away from fighting for a welterweight belt. That dude's a Hall of Famer, and he needs a nice send off. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that, Lane. I just think that it's a good time to go. Well, it's past a good time for John. Past it. Ooh, that's another one.
That's another good name. I got another one too. Now that I think about it, just since talking about the injury talk, Davison Figueiredo.
Oh yes,
yeah, because he's gonna be out for a while with his injury. So you know what's he gonna have to
fight
be like
for? 37.
Exactly. What are he gonna be fighting for?
I don't know. Oh, just to answer this real quick, no, he cannot. Nick Young cannot beat Michael Beasley one-on-one at all.
Michael Beasley is a walking bucket.
There's a reason that he was number 2 overall in that draft. He's a problem. Chris, what's up, bro? Christopher de Santiago was at UFC 318. So he's probably up in the stands crying too. Let's see. Torrance said, I say Dan Hooker because I'm not sure if you're aware of the interview he did in March. He said 2028 he's going to retire from the UFC to do bare knuckle fighting. Good Lord, I hope he doesn't do that.
Now that's a matchup I would like to see. Beasley against Melo. That would be must-see TV right there.
It would be. It would be. Michael Beasley is insane.
Yeah.
That dude is crazy. But he can play.
Melo don't miss at half court though. Like when you watch his videos, bro, and like people are just guarding him, like Melo just does not miss. When you're in regular gyms, does not miss. Joe Johnson, that's another one too. That's another good one.
ISO Joe, yeah.
ISO Joe.
I don't, man. There's only a handful of people that I can think of that can even beat Joe, and Michael Beasley ain't one of them. I think you got to pull somebody like a KD to beat ISO Joe. I mean, Joe Johnson is a was it 6 or 7 time All-Star? Like that dude's on the fringe of being a Hall of Famer, and he can still get a bucket. Poirier's retirement felt more like a celebration than a funeral, in my opinion. Like the Uncle Live paid a loss felt like somebody died. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I wonder. So we've gone through this retirement. That we knew ahead of time. We've gone through other retirements that we knew of ahead of time. Obviously, this one was, they really painted the picture of Dustin Poirier's career. Would you rather a fighter announce their retirement ahead of time and then we go through this, or would you rather it be, they have the fight and then surprise, I'm out of here, like Joanna and Jacek did?
Me personally, from a competitive standpoint, I don't think they should say it. And I think they should just go in there, fight, and then, if it's done, like put the gloves down afterwards. But on the flip side, there's a trade-off. Like when the UFC knows that this is it, like they can go all out, do all this the video montage, like all of that. Like they can do all those different things for you. And especially when the card's built around you, like how it was for Dustin. So there's definitely a trade-off, but I personally prefer when they don't let it be known. They just go in there like it's any other fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I guess it depends on who it is. Like if it's Jim Miller, like I don't know if I need all that.
100%.
But for Dustin, I was cool with it. But Dustin's one of, if not my favorite fighter. So it's really kind of hard to say. Like when Max Holloway goes out, do we want to have the same celebration, or should it not be like this? Because Max Holloway is on, if not above, that same level. more than likely above. He's a champion, not interim, a regular champion who beat an all-time great twice, finish, beat Dustin, beat Gaethje. Max deserves a send-off like that, but do we really want to go through that?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him. Like, just go in there, fight. If after the fight you want to retire, or maybe like you can maybe you can like let the little birdie out of the hat to the UFC, so like they're prepared for it. But I don't think you should be like going like all these different talk shows talking about it and it be a whole big thing. Like I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm torn. It just depends on who it is, I guess. And I honestly can't think of another fighter that I would really want to see it like this.
Gaethje, would you want him to get one?
I mean, not on this level. And the reason I say that is because Gaethje didn't spend his whole professional career in the UFC the way that Dustin Poirier did.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole time. I mean, he had a handful of fights a long time ago in another organization, and we watched that dude grow up. I mean, Charles Oliveira, that's a person that I feel like that's a guy that gets a send-off like that. You have it in Brazil, and you do the whole thing. You do all that. Everybody's crying. People were crying when he got knocked out.
Hey, Westy, you got me, bro. You got me with that one, Westy. I absolutely love the Korean Zombie send-off. 100%, I love that. I ain't even gonna cap. I was a big fan of that, even though, and then to be fair, the fight was amazing. He got brutally knocked out. It was amazing.
It was bad. My Max.
Oh, man.
Would have been nice for Tony to get one.
Bro, Tony about to go on a run. What are we talking about here?
Are you talking about he's on the treadmill?
I'm joking. Oh, man.
Nah. Okay, Lane. Say Alex gets a send off like that. I don't think so.
That's tough because I don't think he's gonna get it, but I think it would be. I think it would be worth it if he were to. I think he's a big enough star. Like, put the whole company on his back last year. Like, fighter of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like, I think he'll get one.
He'll get a package. I mean, if Michelle Watterson got a package, he'll get one. I just don't think it's going to be like this. I mean, where the whole card is built around this person. I don't know. I don't know.
If he gets that belt back, I don't know.
Now, if he gets the belt back, it's a different conversation. And it's coming soon. It's going to be coming soon because he ain't got that many fights left.
True. And I know we getting the announcements from Dana. It wouldn't surprise me if Alex's name is in there somewhere. It's about that time. Like, we get the rematch.
What if Uncle Live beats him again?
Uncle Live beats him again, and I think he could ride off into the sunset. Like, he's already done what he can do, really.
Yeah, because if he loses to Uncle Live, then I mean, he can still go up. It's not like he can't go up. But
nah, let's not. Don't do that. Don't do that to Alex. Now, why are you trying to do that to somebody I like, man? Why are you trying to do that? You always trying to do this to Alex all the time, man. I thought we was boys, man.
I'm just saying, he told me he doing the weight. He got on the scale. He was like 243 pounds. I mean, if that's what you want to do, man.
Man, he had a big breakfast, dog. he had a nice meal before bed, had a big breakfast, then got on the scale, man. Don't do that to Alex, man. Alex chilling, man. He working by getting to 205.
How was that dude ever a middleweight? I don't get it.
Bro, no idea, man. No
How
idea.
disciplined is he, man? He's got to be so crazy disciplined to be able to get down to that weight. It's crazy. But nah, he don't get no send off like that. I don't even think Izzy gets a send off like that. And Izzy's, been around longer. Um, I don't think Izzy gets a send off like that. Like it would have to be in New Zealand, no, Australia for him to get a send off like that.
Oh, I would like him in karate combat though. I would like that. I'm gonna be honest. I would like that.
Hey, I think Whitaker would get a send off like that though.
Yeah.
Bobby Knuckles would get a send off because he's been around for a long time. He's done a lot. Volkanovski, everybody's crying for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's an interesting conversation. I do think that we're going to see like an epidemic of retirement sooner or later. It's going to come and it's going to just. Yeah, what up, MMA Anomaly?
What's up, Olin?
Yeah, man. I had to wear the hat, bro, because it is what it is. But yeah, it's an interesting subject. I do think there's going to be a lot of people that leave. Alex Volkanovski being one of them. Very, very soon. Very soon. All right, so let's dig into this next topic. This next topic is interesting because it's really more about just kind of what we do as our channels or whatever. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but you guys did, and by you guys, I'm talking about Ramblin' Dad, Crossover MMA, Osterberries,
Head
Kick,
S Dogs,
Dogs. We're on a live chat for UFC 318, and when y'all were on it, I wasn't able to even pull it up until the very end, but I was just curious if and it's really more for you guys in the chat, like, do y'all think that watch alongs are actually worth it? Like, there's tons and tons and tons of people that do watch alongs, but as creators, as our group of people, the Fight Week show, do you think that the watch alongs are actually worth it? But I mean, what do you think, Cross?
I mean, me personally, I thoroughly enjoy the watch along, especially when the chat is humping, like, or not humping, but
I hope
but
y'all
the
not.
chat,
Well, maybe y'all
but
are humping. I mean, if you want to keep it on while y'all humping, that's cool too.
but when the chat's moving real fast and it's real interactive, it's a lot of fun. It can be tough though because you want to enjoy the fights, but you want to respond to people, so it can be kind of tough. But it's a lot of fun though. I personally enjoy it, especially when like tonight when I'm doing tough and then contender series a little bit later, like stuff like that. I think that's a lot of fun. I enjoy chopping it up with the chat. What about you?
I like it. From my point of view, I mean, I used to do them a little bit more, especially when I started to really put more effort into my channel. Back in the day when me and Frankie used to do a lot of live chats, it used to be fun, but it was more so fun just because of the people who on the live chat with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do a live chat by yourself.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you do them, and it
Mhm.
just feels like you're like waiting for somebody to pop up in the chat, and you're waiting for like, okay, y'all say something that I can respond to,
Mhm.
because otherwise I'm just sitting here talking to myself when you're really not, Matter of fact, see, look, I'm gonna pull up the chat. So yeah, like we're watching the chat just like y'all watching us. Like, okay, well, what you gonna say? And then we're just sitting here looking at it.
Mhm.
So like sometimes it's difficult, depending on what's going on. And then also the other part of it is if you're on a live chat with multiple people and you got people on different timings, it could be rough. It could be rough, especially if there's like a knockout. You're like watching it and you see the knockout, but you don't want to react because somebody else hasn't seen it yet. That's always an adventure too.
Mhm. Yeah, but I mean, hey, there are times where it's kind of like, for instance, I'll give you an example. I did a solo watch along to PFL, and brother, I almost died. It was like 6 hours. I was struggling. Like when I got off the stream, bro, I was like drenched. I like got in the shower and I literally just laid down and went to sleep, bro. I was so exhausted. But the shorter ones, a lot of fun. You can do it, but yeah, like I think depending on like how the fights are actually going, that plays a lot into it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Let me get into it.
Lane, I'm guilty. I'm guilty, Lane. Hey, and for 318, like I think I was the one at the tail end of watching the card. So it was spoilers all night for me. And I'm gonna be honest, I was struggling. I was hating it.
Dude, that's really tough. I think that might be the hardest part when you're watching, especially with a group of people. Because if you stream it, from another site or whatever, you normally get it a little bit behind. But if you pay for it, you're gonna get it ahead. So I've been on there and I see what happened, and I'm trying to keep a straight face, but it's tough because you react.
It's so tough, man. I like sometimes I know I reckon like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it.
Dude, it's tough. Matter of fact, I remember watching UFC 300, right? I think it was me and Frankie. We were on, and last fight, we watching Max do his thing, and I'm ahead of him, and get off the McDonald's Wi-Fi. And so, when Gaethje goes down, I run out of the, I run away. And Frankie's like, "Oh." So I ruined that moment for Frankie.
Yeah, that would have been a rough one because, bro, that knockout was like everybody was in shock when it happened.
Yes,
that's gonna be a tough one to top when you think about it. Like UFC 300, 1 second left, like they're both just in the middle, just swinging, and then all of a sudden, Gaethje gets knocked out brutally. It was beautiful.
Nah, Olin, you're right, man. I mean, he can't help it, dude. He can't help but react. It's just
I'm human.
It just happens.
Human,
It happens. And Olin's like, oh my God. Just happens, man.
Hey, McDade hates it. Leroy hates it. Those are probably the biggest two. They absolutely hate
dude,
it. Especially
Leroy's face. Like, oh my God, he was so upset. He was so upset. I mean, nothing you can do.
And then they booted me off, and then McDade boots me off, and then Leroy goes, "Thank you, McDade."
Dude, there was come on, Gaethje got knocked out like that. How can you not react? And I just ran out. I didn't say anything. I just ran out.
Yeah.
I mean, that was wild. How do you not react to that moment? That's, to me, that's the biggest moment. That's the biggest single moment in UFC history. I can't think of one bigger than that.
Yeah.
That was it. But panel streams are silly for watch along. So this is interesting that Westy says this, because Western he got a keychain of wrenches. So he gets around in a good way, not in a bad way. So it's interesting for him to say that. But tell me more about that, Western. Said the last live stream was hella funny. I paused my stream hella time to get that. Dude, it's hard to get in sync, man.
It's so tough, man. It's so tough.
Let's see, Vincent said, I always look for your watch along cross. Sometimes I can't find it. I enjoy it because everyone I know likes MMA, or not everyone he knows likes MMA. So,
well, I appreciate it, Vincent. Yeah. I appreciate it, brother.
Interesting. Lazy said, I'll be honest, on fight night, I'm usually watching multiple events on limited screens. It's tough because I end up having to pick one watch along or none and missing out on a lot I want to support. Yeah. Appreciate that, Lazy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I normally jump around a little bit if I'm not doing one, which I haven't done. I haven't been on these watch alongs in a while because they are a slog. Like,
Mhm.
especially if you're doing when we were doing them before, like we do the whole card.
Oof. That's gotta be rough. Gotta be.
It is. It is.
Mr. 509 says, y'all think if RDR wins this weekend that he'll be the backup for Hanzat versus DDP, or will it be the winner Cal Barallo versus Imavov? I think it'll be the winner of Barallo versus Imavov.
Yeah.
Just because that's going to be a top 5 matchup.
Yeah. But if RDR wins, he is one fight away, I think.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Who was it that RDR fought when he first got in?
His first fight? I don't remember his first fight, but I know he beat Bo Nickel in the last one.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Because I can't remember who his first fight was, but whoever he fought in that first one, I was like, this dude ain't that good. Like, he won, but I was like, nah, he ain't that good. But when he beat up Bo Nickel, I was like, wait a minute. I think I'm mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does, I mean, I think that despite, what happened to Whitaker versus Chimaev, I think that he's still an elite fighter. So if RDR is able to do that against Whitaker, then he's for sure legit.
What do you think is going to be RDR's game plan in the Whitaker fight?
Take him down.
Yeah.
He can't strike with him.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Like, maybe get him in the clinch. Because, I mean, RDR is going to be the bigger guy. Like, just try and impose your will. Because if you out in the open against Whitaker and he bouncing around on his toes, like, it's going to be a problem.
Olin said RDR throws punches like he got arthritis in both arms. That's true. That's true. His striking is awful, but it's good enough. It's good enough. He was double champ in the organization he came from.
One championship.
Yeah, which I don't know how hard that is to do in comparison. But I feel like you can be one dimensional in one championship and still, from MMA standpoint, and still do pretty well in the larger weight classes. But I don't know, man. I think that if he's able to get a hold of Whitaker and use that size, it's going to be hard for Whitaker to keep him off of him. But I know that Whitaker, I mean, for multiple camps, he's been training a lot of grappling because he's had to.
Mm-hmm. Leandro says, stretch my arms out. Am I related to Holland? So
you ever wonder what your reach was? Like, have you ever measured it?
I haven't, but I mean,
it's gotta be insane.
But I mean, Leandro, I'm not a small guy, so I mean, I would imagine it's halfway decent.
Yeah, I would think so. Overwhelm Rob. Yeah, he's gonna overwhelm him. I mean, I think he will. In the grappling, Rob just got to stay away from him.
Yeah, for real. Circle, bounce in and out. Like, he cannot get in the clinch and get tied up, because if he gets in the clinch, RDR put his back up against the cage, and then it's RDR's world with those knees. Those knees are brutal.
Mm-hmm. Holland copycatting you. I don't think the Cross can make 170. I'm gonna tell you now.
No chance I can make 170. No chance. Absolutely no chance.
No. Y'all are the same height, I think. Yeah, y'all.
Yeah. We're like the same height, but there's no chance I'm making 170 though.
What other fights are on that card? I haven't even looked at that card.
For which one?
For the one coming up, RDR versus Bobby Knuckles.
All right, I got you right here. So I'm just gonna go through the whole card. So the first fight is Martin Buday versus the guy from One Championship, Marcus Buchecha, the grappler. Got him. Then the next fight is Muhammad Yahya versus Stephen Wynn. Then we got Ebo Aslan versus Billy Elenkana. Then Amanda Hebos versus Tabitha Ritchie. This one right here, I think, gonna be kind of fun. Davey Grant versus Damon Blackshear. I think that's gonna be fun. Then this another one I think might be fun. Muslim Salikov versus Carlos Liel. Then we got Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. That's gonna be fun. Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. That'll be fun. Azu Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. That's gonna be a banger. Shar Magomedov versus Powerbar, Marc-Andre Barrio. Then Peter Yan, Marcus McGee, and then Whitaker RDR. Like, bro, like the card, in my opinion, phenomenal.
Pretty good card.
Phenomenal card, bro.
Hey, Dr. Evil, man, what's up, man? Appreciate you with the super chat, bro. Hey, if y'all haven't checked out his channel, Dr. Evil, he has some good stuff over there, some really good live chats when it comes to events. And dude knows his nutrition when it comes to weightlifting and things like that. Like, he knows what he's talking about. Y'all should get over there.
You already convinced me. The health stuff, I'm definitely gonna get on over there.
He knows what he's talking about. I just be asking him random stuff, and he be like, "Yeah, I'll tell you." Like, I'm like, "How do you even know that?" Yeah, he know what he's talking about. 17-time jiu-jitsu champ, Buchecha. How do you get 17? Is he fighting for a championship every week? Like, how many?
Apparently,
that's a lot of championships for sure. The Peter Yan Marcus McGee fight is the one that is super intriguing to me. Dude, like, Peter Yan, does the UFC not like this dude or something? Because, like, he has to he's fighting a dude that is 9 spots away.
Yeah, it's got that. I was about to say, it's got that Sean O'Malley feel to it, and it's in the same arena, in the same location. Hopefully, we get a similar type fight. That was an all-time fight, because that O'Malley Yan fight was amazing.
Yes, 100%. Hopefully, Marcus looks a little bit better than he did in his last fight. I feel like he was holding back a little bit, and I don't think you can do that against Peter Yan. Peter Yan is crazy well-rounded. I don't know. It's super interesting. Are they about the same stature, same height?
See, I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. Let's see here.
Say Yan just want to fight, don't care.
5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, I thought they're about the same height.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting fight, man. If Marcus McGee even just looks good, and doesn't go in there and get destroyed, which I don't think he will. I mean, he's got a really, really bright future ahead.
Bro, he's old though, dog.
I know. I'm looking at his face.
Yeah. Marcus McGee is like, let me pull it up real quick. Marcus McGee is 35, bro.
Yeah. He got a bright future. It's just a short one.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's great for him to be fighting Peter Yan. Like, this is all great for him. For Peter Yan, like, he just can't. I mean, he cannot lose. He can't lose. I mean, it's been a weird few years for Peter Yan. Like, what if Peter Yan didn't knee Aljamain Sterling in the head? Like, it's like a butterfly effect situation with him.
Oh yeah, Dr. Evil Genius. I just gave you a sub, brother.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really intrigued by that one. The power bar versus Shara Bullet. All that fight is going to be is, can Shara stay on the feet?
Yep. Because if he does,
continue.
Yeah, if it stays on the feet, Shara gonna put him away.
Yeah, if he can do it. I don't know. I don't know if Shara can. I don't know if he can stay on the feet. Almabayev against Ochoa is going to be good.
Phenomenal fight right there, dog. Phenomenal fight, because Ochoa gave Loner Kavanaugh all he wanted.
Yeah. Bryce Mitchell cutting weight.
That's right. He is going to bantamweight. That's right. And if he go for one of them lazy takedowns, man, Said will definitely snatch up that neck in a heartbeat.
Yeah, man, Said, I've always been really, really high on Said Nurmagomedov. And once he gets to a fight that can really start to put him into the top 15, something happens. He either pulls a Kevin Holland, fights down to his competition, or the other person is just way better than we thought. he's got to take care of business against Bryce Mitchell. But
Mhm.
if Bryce rehydrates back to his featherweight weight, he's going to be really hard to deal with. Really hard to deal with.
But I wonder though if he's gonna get the full amount of time, because with the time difference and the time that the fight is actually happening, like it's not happening late over there, it's happening at prime time for them.
That's true.
Because I would assume weigh-ins are still at the normal time that it is for us, but they're gonna be fighting earlier for them.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder how they do that. That's kind of odd.
Yeah, because remember, the weigh-in show is always at the same time, right?
That's
So the
true.
weigh-ins are always at the same time, but when you're in the country and they fight early, you just get less time to rehydrate.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Because that's what Islam was talking about when he fought Volk in Australia.
Yeah, no, that actually explains a little bit. Here's a question: like Amanda Hebos and Tabitha Ricci are on the prelims of this fight night, and they're in the top 10. Do you think that they should be on the prelim? And they're not even the feature fight.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised they even had female fights on the card with it being in Abu Dhabi, honestly. Because I know when they go to Saudi Arabia, there is definitely not any female fights on the card, and I was really surprised. So to me, I think it makes sense because they shelling out that money, so that's why even when they get fight nights, they get legit cards over there in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, that's true. I am surprised that they even have a female fight on there, and it's a top 10 fight. Like that's an important fight for the division.
Yeah.
I would like to see that fight higher on the card. I feel like if you are a ranked fighter, you should have a higher ranking on the card. Because they do this to the female fighters and they do this to the flyweights consistently. Just kind of tuck them in the back of the card. And it's proven from a numbers perspective that there's more people that tune into the main card than they do the prelims when it comes to fight nights. I mean, we just talked about watch-alongs, and most people do watch-alongs for the main card and not the prelims. So you put this fight that's supposed to be for the upper echelon of your divisions, and you put it way in the back, and then when the time comes for one of these fighters to fight for a belt, you expect people to know who that is. Like you just did yourself a disservice by putting them back there like that. That doesn't make sense.
But I will say this about women's MMA. Women's MMA has been on fire the last few months, bro. Has been on fire. Phenomenal fights. A lot of finishes. Like these last few months, if you got a lady, you want to get her into it. It's been a lot of good female scraps in the UFC the last few months.
That's true. Combatics depends on the division. You'd have some terribly boring card layouts. It happens.
Yeah,
it happens. I mean, but just think about the card that we just saw. The top fights were all finished, were all decisions. The ones at the beginning, all finishes.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah. Usually though, for me, bro, the prelims usually just be so much better. That's actually how I got a buddy of mine into the UFC. Like he knew about it, but it was always like, watch the main. I'm like, bro, trust me, you gotta watch the prelims. He watched one of the prelims. He was like, man, you weren't lying. The prelims are even better. I was like, I told you, these dudes ain't making no money.
Yep. There's a lot more riding on it. It's almost like why people it's not so much now, but why there tends to be a bigger following in certain areas for college football than there is for the pros. It's because of it's because of their why. Because why they're doing it. There's more effort in certain places. But now, I mean, the college players are getting checked too.
Bro, you see Leandro, my favorite was Macy Barber versus Blanchfield.
No one. No one.
Well, at least we never have to worry about that being a main event again.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know what they're gonna do with Macy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like the next week she out doing all kind of stuff. I'm like, hold on,
Yeah.
man.
Just go up to bantamweight. There's nobody at bantamweight. You can
She
make
might
a
as
run.
well.
Yeah, you can make a run at bantamweight easy.
Easy. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all checked that video I made about the bantamweight division. Yeah, y'all need to check that out because yeah, bantamweight is rough. Even with Kayla and even with Amanda coming back, that division ain't good.
Because after that, you got who? Norma Damone.
Eileen Perez.
She's at bantamweight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that division is very shallow. Very shallow.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Dr. Evil's right. They do every fight live chat. And I have been on there. And it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. His live chat is fun. WMMA is on the surge. Yes, every division except for the bantamweight division. Yep. That bantamweight division is garbage. Carla Judice, is that how you say her name? Judice?
Yep.
I thought so. Okay. She looked so good in that fight.
Yes, she did, brother. Yes, she did. 100%.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be a problem in the division. I remember her. She was on Contender Series, wasn't she? Yeah, I remember her fighting on Contender Series. And I think that she got into MMA a little bit later in life. And dude, whoever was teaching her, man, they taught her well. Because her striking is really good.
And off topic a little bit, the UFC got to get Dakota Dichkova to the UFC. They have got to bring her, bro. Like her fights don't even look remotely competitive in PFL.
Yeah, they don't. What was it? Whenever she fought, she destroyed that girl.
Yeah, it was like a week ago.
The fight against Talia Santos, easy, light work. And then she shows up. I want to say she was at an event, UFC event. So I was like, okay, yeah, they're gonna pull her in. But no, she signed a new contract with the PFL.
Well, I think she kind of has to. I know Olin's spoken about this a few times. Like when you win the tournament, you automatically get re-up for another year. That's kind of how Kayla Harrison got out of her deal, because she lost to Larissa Pacheco, and then she could come to the UFC. So I think Dakota's in a similar type situation right now. Yeah, just like Lane said, Dakota has to lose to get to the UFC. She ain't willing to do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good contract for them. But and then Pacheco, she was at the last pay-per-view event at UFC whatever 317.
I don't know if she can make bantamweight though.
I don't know if she can either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree, man. They got to get Dakota. Like that's a star, 100% a star. She said we're not going to see Dichova in the UFC for several years. She's making 3 times what she was offered to her by the UFC.
Can't be mad at it.
Can't
get your bread. Get all of your money.
Get more money to fight lesser competition. Yeah. I can't argue with that at all. Can't argue with that. Cool, man. I don't know. I can't think of anything else we can talk about before we hop off of here.
Combatics MMA.
What you say?
Combatics MMA.
Pacheco, now that dude is.
That's cold blooded, man. That's cold blooded. But yeah, we definitely touched on a lot. I know, man. I'm getting that itch for some grade A American football. It's getting close.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Bro, I smelled some freshly cut grass in the air. I was like, uh-oh, it's about that time.
Yeah. Dude, we did hills on Saturday. And yeah, like they just cut the grass at the park. There's nothing like that. In the morning,
nothing like that.
It's a little wet.
Yep. Little dew on the grass. Yep.
Yeah. That's what's up. Like I'm sure they feel that same way with soccer, I guess.
Yeah.
I
And bro,
guess.
we are definitely doing a watch along for UT Ohio State. That is definitely happening, brother. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I
for
know,
sure.
I know Lazy Bag gonna be in here for that one. He gonna be nervous too. Actually, both of y'all gonna be nervous.
Yeah, of course, man. Art's gonna be out there starting his little Heisman campaign. Yeah, or not. I don't know. And of course, we got to set up the stream for NCAA.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely gotta make
Have you
that
been
happen.
playing
Man,
it yet?
bro, I turned it on yesterday and I played a game. I am so bad. So bad. It's so much control and they've changed so much. I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm a complete noob and I gotta relearn everything.
Shoot, now's the time to play.
Exactly. Lane. Yeah, I'll be doing tough tonight. I'll
Yep.
definitely be doing tough tonight.
Yeah.
So make sure everybody in the chat, make sure you tune in. I do a watch along with the tough episode. And if you don't know, this season of tough, all the fights, pretty much all of them have been really good fights. So hopefully we get another good one, another banger tonight. And tune in, come chop it up with your boy. I'll definitely, be kicking it and we'll have a good time.
Yep, 100%. Need this fantasy NCAA tournament. It's not a bad idea.
Oof.
It's not a bad idea. I don't know. I don't know how well I'll do, but it's not a bad idea. We got to spin that up. Lane, do you play games? Do you play PS5?
I think Lane is just talking about like a fantasy, like pick 'em as far as like or fantasy with the players, like how they do with fantasy in the NFL.
Do they have the fantasy for the college players?
You would think now since they're getting paid.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
Gators. I don't know. It's not a bad idea though. Who's fighting tonight? I have no idea.
I have no idea, but I will be tuned in. Vincent, make sure you pull up tonight, brother.
Football is boring. I don't see how.
Combatics. Come on now.
I don't see how. Okay. Not a game of fantasy play. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, I don't know where they do that at, but if they do, I'm down for that. I had to look that up. Jumping the weighing in. Oh, yeah. Bad. Okay. I didn't even know you were a mod over there. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I'll definitely get on that.
Dude, definitely gonna jump in there.
For sure.
Cool. Also,
I appreciate that, Lazy.
Yeah. Also at 5 or in 45 minutes, Sterling is going live. So S Dogs MMA should be going live. So y'all jump over to S Dogs, jump into his chat, do that thing. Then I think weighing in will be in like a couple of hours after that, and then the live chat with Cross. That's the schedule.
Yes, indeed. And cool. I will definitely see all y'all tonight.
All right, so we will catch y'all next week, but also tonight, but also in the other chats. So yeah, till next time.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Make sure to come back next Tuesday to chop it up.
So please, whatever.